So for me, I feel like love without money does exist, but is it nice? I feel like Christianity has been watered down so that it's more digestible, because your boundaries should be set whether in a relationship or out of a relationship, So life without friends is boring no matter how much people try to push it. Hello, hi everyone. This is Unpopular Nkambule. If you're a returning subscriber or viewer, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, I'm happy to have you here. Please join the family by subscribing. In today's video, we'll be sharing unpopular opinions. With me today, I have Unpopular and I have Nobile. So we'll be reading your opinions, and then can you be best friends with a guy while you're in a relationship or out of a relationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that you just need to have boundaries with that friend.
Yeah.
It really all comes to boundaries at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can be friends with like a guy if you're in a relationship, but it's also very important to set boundaries. It must be clear that you guys are just platonic friends.
Also, it matters how you guys started as those best friends.
Yeah, that's actually
Also,
very important. Actually.
matters.
Yeah, it matters. I feel like for me, the thing is, I'm like my best friends are guys, so I get that. And it's like what you said, boundaries. My friends know that once I'm in a relationship, you can't be calling me anytime. We can't be chilling every 2 seconds. You're calling me. Let's go out there and there. It's the boundaries, And another thing, you can't be all cozy with your best friend out of a relationship, and then you think that once you get into a relationship, all of a sudden you'll know. Besides that, you'll know how to stop doing it, because you don't just learn how to be a good girlfriend once you're a girlfriend. You don't learn how to set boundaries when you get to a position where you have to have the boundaries. Your boundaries should be set whether in a relationship or out of a relationship. So I feel like you can be best friends with the opposite gender. It's just like, I understand the insecurities that come with it, but they come because of the lack of boundaries.
Thank you.
I think for me now, with this whole guy best friend chat now, it's like, why are you worried? Okay, I'm gonna seem a bit off. Don't crucify me. But it's like, a guy is gonna cheat with you even if he's with his guys. Even if he's with the girl best friend. Regardless. Honestly speaking, I'm so sorry to say that truth, because I feel like everybody... Is it the accessibility of the girl?
I think so. I think it's the thing of like, for example, this I assume is coming from a guy, I'm assuming, if I'm in a relationship, my guy doesn't understand why another guy has so much access to me, so I get that, But then I don't necessarily think it's wrong for people to have to be worried about having best friends with the opposite gender. I don't think it's a bad thing, because we live in a society where it is shady, as you said. Also look at how it started. You can't tell me I'm best friend with my ex. I'm best friends with someone who wanted me for years, guys, be real, So my loyalty in terms of like relationship wise and getting married and everything like that will lie with this person I'm trying to build a future with. And my best friend should understand that, we don't necessarily have to be always like together, calling every single day, but he knows that he can count on me, like push comes to shove, and then he knows that he can always depend on me, because I'll pull up, and also if I need help with something, he'll pull up. So
Real.
Okay, love without money exists.
Oh guys,
I was thinking about that right now. I feel like it exists there when you're a child.
Love without money.
You're a child. It exists when you're a child.
Love without money.
It exists when you're a child.
Are they talking about like romantic love?
They're talking about
romantic love.
It exists when you're a child.
Love without money, guys. I genuinely believe it does exist, guys. Like, crucify me. But also, I feel like also money is kind of necessary, in a relationship, because you know we can't always be just talking over the phone and chilling. Take me out.
Exactly. And it's not even money from
Be
the gent
spontaneous.
side only. That's what I'm saying. It's not
Yes.
even money from the gent side
I
only,
feel
from
like-
both of y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel like, okay, I don't know, but like one of my love languages as a person is like acts of service, you know. I like gifts, I like giving gifts, I like doing things for people, and I like things being done for me. So obviously, if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I'm gonna expect my partner to, hey bro, you know, be romantic here and there, you know.
Yeah.
You know my favorite chocolate, bro. Like, why not just get it for me?
Yeah.
You know. So I do believe that yes, you can love someone even if they don't have money. You know. But I also feel like money it's necessary.
You got.
Yeah, so I feel like what you're saying, I feel like you're sugarcoating it. Like she's
I'm just saying it in such a sweet way, but babe, you can't.
so now I'm thinking this person was asking from a point of the
What kind of
luxurious
money?
life, you know, you understand? Like the big things, like the things that say, yeah, you have money,
I'm
not the
from
things.
Nigeria. Loco.
No, but guys, also I feel like nanny as people don't try to complicate your life
Yeah.
for no reason. If obviously you are with a student, you're going to date a student, don't expect him to do crazy like things that are way out of
Exactly.
his. But if you know that you expect flowers and la parada dates, you expect it to be fetched, and then date someone who fits that
Exactly.
criteria. You know, don't stress other people's kids.
Real
Real
chat.
No, like real chat though. If you're with the student, you need to understand like his financial position
Exactly.
and also like be reasonable. You know, put yourself in his shoes and expect things you know that he can afford to do for you or she can afford to do for you.
Yeah.
You can't be with the student expecting them to be taking you out like on dates to Santon.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
Go for people you know can afford those things and you expect those things from them. Just make your life simple.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me close the window. So for me, I feel like love without money does exist, but is it nice? But I do feel like it does exist. Just that in the world we live in, we do want the nice things, mainly because we see it and then you're like, I wish that was me, you know, and you create that void in yourself because of what you've seen. If you can put it away and just accept love as love, trust me, you'd be happy.
Thank you. I feel like social media has kind of redefined love.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like now people are trying to also define what love is according to social media standards. You know, now we're seeing people being taken on vacation, people receiving like a big bouquet of flowers, and we're like, oh, I you know, and you guys are forgetting that that's like a love, like it's like a small portion of what love is. It is an expression of love, but it's not the whole idea. It's not the main thing. It's like
back to that.
it's like, you know, a portion of it. So if you just stop focusing on that and you look at love like the aspects on its own, guys, it definitely can exist, and it's a beautiful concept.
Yes, because
Let's
love
not
is
let
God.
materials
God is
define.
love, and like if you have that, like you are set for life. Life without friends is boring, no matter how much people try to push it. Woo!
It's getting personal.
Are you looking at me?
I want someone to start. Okay, for me, I feel like I get this chat. I get this chat. But the main thing is that you need to be careful who you call friends. Once you define friends and once like you understand what a friend is, you can say this. You understand? So you can say life is boring if you don't have someone who's supportive, going out with you, love you wholeheartedly, genuinely, who knows secret competition, and then you can say, I don't enjoy this life thing without that type of person. But just having friends for the sake of having friends, just to look cool, to look happy, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
You can be in a big friendship group, yes, and even if it's a small tiny friendship group, but then if those people are not for you, if those people are not meant for you, you'll be miserable.
You're not gonna even appreciate the whole concept of friends. Now personally, guys, I think my response is great, might be a bit biased. But now personally, guys, I have awesome friends. I love my friends, and I genuinely cannot imagine life. I genuinely cannot imagine my life without my friends, guys. Honestly, like my friends, literally, they
because
make.
You found your people.
You know, I found my people. Like they make life feel so much better. You know, like I literally could be having like the worst day and I could just see Selena and be with her for a few minutes and then my day would just feel so much better, you know. So I feel like once you find friends that are for you, like friends who are genuine, there's no ways you want to do life without friends, guys. But also once you, because some people just really hate like friends because of their past experiences, you know. And for me it's like, I mean, I've also never had like the perfect friends always. I've also, you know, but I also went through it like when it came to friendships. But like once I found my people, guys, life is beautiful with friends. For me, I don't think I can ever choose a life that doesn't involve my friends. But it's just me.
But don't call people just for the sake of don't call people friends just for the sake of having friends. Like for me, I'd really rather have you be alone and like have people you talk to rather than to say, I have so many friends, and then you expose yourself to things you could have avoided if you just avoided that whole group as a whole, as a whole. I mean, so life, for me, I also say like it is like I
kind of boring.
It is kind of boring. It is kind of boring, man.
Boring.
But I love my company. I love myself. I'm like, content with who I am and everything like that. But I want friends, I have friends. It's like beautiful. The memories and everything like that. It makes life beautiful, So I kind of agree with this point.
Just pray about it.
Form true friendships.
Pray about it.
God will give you the right people for you.
Exactly.
I am so glad you said that, because also it's the thing of like when we think of relationship, most of the time we think we need to pray for our partners, like our romantic partners and future husbands and wives like that. But sometimes you also have to wait for a good friend. You have to wait for good people. You have to pray for good people. So I really get that. Pray, guys. Like life. This life thing. I want to know, what is your personal perspective about sex and relationship of Christian couples? Ooh! Okay, so anyone wants to start?
You can start.
Okay. Perspective. Okay, I'm just gonna share
sex relationship of Christian couples. So it's a soapbox layer.
Okay, so I'm gonna share what I know. Okay, we all know that the Bible is against fornication, sex before marriage, and all of that. And the reason why God advises us not to have sex before marriage, not because He doesn't want us to enjoy it or whatever, but it's just basically for our own protection, because sex before marriage is sin. And what happens once you do that? You inviting sin into your life. And what does sin do? Sin makes you spiritually deaf and blind. So you stop hearing God, you stop feeling like you're getting closer to God. So it then affects you and your spiritual growth as a person, because it's meant to be like a bond, like a covenant between two people, husband and wife. It's what brings you guys together, and then God sees you guys as one. So if you're doing that outside, like before being married, you are then not abiding by that law, by that covenant. So I don't think it's good. It's not advisable.
No, she said it wrong. I think it is.
It's not good.
No, like
Yeah.
it's not advisable.
And
And
guys, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but then soul ties are so real. Soul ties are so real.
Yeah.
Soul
Like,
ties are very real.
Define it for someone who like okay, let's say they've heard about it, but they don't necessarily know it. What would you say a soul tie is?
I'd say a soul tie is an exchange of energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's an exchange of spirits.
Mm-hmm.
The world that we live in, everything that we do is spiritual, guys.
thank you.
Yeah.
That is why in each and everything that you do, you have to invite God in it. And if God is not for it, God is not going to be in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So having sex with someone is exchanging something beyond yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why I would advise against having sex with someone who you know is not your partner.
Yeah, I feel
No,
like
but
people
Like
don't
partner,
really.
ne? Like you said, partner. Like
Your husband or your wife. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the
So I
states
feel like
could be-
that like addresses everyone.
Yeah.
Like outside Christianity.
Yes.
But like now
for
let's
Christian
focus like
couples.
let's
On a
focus
Christian
it on like
level.
Christians. You understand? But because for me, I feel like once you're a Christian, I'm assuming you already
You
know the
understand.
you know like what God expects from you.
Yeah.
So already you're doing it wrong if you're having sex before marriage as a Christian. You know, because you don't pick and choose what you want to follow in the Bible as a Christian. You know, and it's very important to die to self. God created the feel of wanting to have sex. He created the attraction between, you know, seeing your partner and everything like that. Let's say you did do these things before marriage and everything like that, but now you devoted your life. Create boundaries. Know that, you know what, I know how it feels like. I know what happens when I'm alone, even if I think I can stop myself. Let me not be in the same room with the person I find attractive. My partner, we will wait, you know. So I feel like, as you said, like soul ties and energy, it's like between two people. He was protecting us because there are things that us as people, as like in the flesh, we cannot see. We cannot see the spiritual realm, right? So we don't know what we're opening, you know. So as a Christian, you need to understand that it doesn't just end here, you know. It doesn't just, it's not just like okay, this is how I feel and we are going to get married mostly. Why not just like do it anyway? We are engaged. It shows that we're getting there. No, wait and understand why you're even waiting, you know. Get into the word. Like I feel like we've made sex like not a big deal because now it's like a norm, you know, and it's normalized, and it's like we are going to have sex as couples and we're going to get married, so why not, right? So it's a thing of what seed are you planting to begin with, you know, because once you start being disobedient, it starts with these little things, right? You are starting to be obedient, you think it's just sex, after that you step out of marriage, you're like, but he doesn't do these things, he doesn't satisfy me like that, so I might as well, God knows that my heart is with him, but like I have needs, you know, because you planted this thing of thinking you need to justify and compromise when it comes to the word, right? So I feel like it's like it's the same thing of that you need to understand what you're planting, you know, because it's a seed, and a seed eventually it will bear fruit. So what fruits are you expecting to get out of this? And so now it's a thing of if you're doing out of marriage and you're a Christian, you are agreeing to not do things according to the word. As a Christian, you're already agreeing to, you know what, the word is great, God is good, he's faithful, he's merciful, but I'm not going to listen to him when it comes to sex because I want to do this thing. What is the devil saying to you? Like, oh, if you can branch ngala, you can also branch there. Someone's going to offer you 1 million to do something shady, but because you created room to not listen to the Lord about a certain thing, what makes you think you might stop? You might not listen when it comes to this, you know, making your life easier here on earth, you know. All right. Many people are Christians because they don't want to go to hell. not because they love God. Yo, that's like an unpopular opinion. And today I was reading, what's this, Colossians. Yeah, Colossians. Oh my goodness, like it makes you realize that, wow, like, wow, I get that. I feel like Christianity has been watered down so that it's more digestible, because it's one of the religions where you have to die to self. You need to die to self. And what's like very hard about it is that you live with yourself every single day. You live in this environment where I feel like I always make this example to me, and I got saved very late, type of thing. I like this year I've lived my life for like 20 years, and my relationship with God was non-existent. So now I need to unlearn, the things that I was so used to. You understand? The things that were coming so natural to me, like it was natural, like it was part of who I am. When you ask someone about Slindo, and they would literally say certain things because that's part of who I am. Now I have to unlearn it. You have to die to self. So dying to self is actually very hard, So now it's a thing of Guti, if I seem Christian, it's going to be like easier. People will think, you chasing that Christian class is like easy. It's just comfortable, but like there's nothing about the word where it says you're going to be comfortable. Nowhere in the word does it say it's going to be easy, right? So I can only imagine how painful it is to die, So now imagine if you have to do it daily, every single day, like wow, So I get saying that people love God. I mean, are Christians because they don't want to go to hell, because the idea of hell is scary. So now you're not scared of God. You don't fear God. You're scared of like the idea of not loving Him, because you will go to hell. So yeah, dying to self, yo.
That's hard.
And I think that's actually what makes being Christian so difficult. When you're a Christian, even Paul says this when he was writing to the Corinthians, right? He told them that he dies to himself on a daily. Guys, on a daily basis. Like you will be tempted on a daily basis, and every single day you need to pick up your cross and do the right thing. But if you're, and I think it all comes down to agenda at the end of the day. If you are going to be a Christian because you fear hell, not because you love God, so you basically fear the devil more than God. Are you forgetting that there will come Judgment Day, and you need to know God. Guys,
that's what
you need to have a relationship, a revelation of who God is, for you to even know how to love Him, for you to be able to be obedient and live righteously. You need to know God, because we don't want a situation where Judgment Day comes and the Lord is saying, "Depart from me, because I never knew you." That's like the scariest thing ever. But if you are going to be a Christian with that, I don't want to go to hell, you're not even gonna want to know God. You're not even gonna.
Is not gonna happen.
Thank you. You're not even gonna want to get into the Word, to pray on a daily, because your goal is not to understand Him. Your goal is not to love Him. Your goal is just to flee from hell. And that's not gonna save you, unfortunately. If you want to be a Christian, you need to do it the right way. Know God. Have a relationship and a revelation of who God is. Get into the Word, understand who God is, and it's gonna become so easy and so natural to love Him and live for Him also. Because if you're living with the agenda of I don't want to go to hell, you're not even gonna live righteously, because you're not even going to understand the importance of why you need to live righteously. So change your.
There's this thing where they say, I think it's in the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. So feed your spirit. Feed your spirit on a daily basis, because the flesh can overcome the spirit if it's not strengthened. You need to be in your. I love what you say, because that is exactly what I was gonna say. Like you need to have an actual relationship with God. Exactly.
That's the
Really
thing,
separate
like,
everything.
because the thing of like even the fear of like, I'm going to go to hell, it's because you have the idea of what Christianity
Exactly.
is,
And you don't have your own idea. You don't have your own relationship with God.
Because God will reveal things to you.
Exactly.
You understand? The more you get to know Him, He will reveal things to you, and you're like, oh, actually, this whole time I've been having it wrong, because this is what people have been telling me. Don't take it from someone else. Take it from
Learn
God.
about it
You
yourself.
understand? That's why even when you're reading the Bible, or like going to church or doing anything, invite the Holy Spirit.
Exactly.
Like in the morning you wake up, Lord, can I be led by the Holy Spirit? Can I have the spirit of discernment? And I understand that the popular ideas like many people are Christians because they want to go they don't want to go to hell, not because they love God. I feel like it's not a nice way to put it in terms of we are hurting certain people. Rather like talk about it like, oh, don't have fear for hell, but like love God, make people understand, instead of like quickly judging about you're Christian because you're scared to go to hell. Now you're like judging already. As much as when you might think you're like you love God for who He is, if you're not gentle and kind towards people who are lost, what are you doing? It's not your place to judge. First of all, it's not your place to write people off, right? Jesus didn't do that, and He had every right. He had every right, so it's a thing of like correction and speaking the truth, not your truth, the truth. And people who want to be led by the Holy Spirit and by God, they will get it, because the Holy Spirit is literally speaking every single time. But you need to feed Him. You need to make sure He is strong and strengthened, because one thing about God, He's not going to force this thing onto us. We need to make the effort of getting to know Him. We need to make the effort of knowing that, I was in the pits, but now there's light because I'm with Jesus Christ. We are going to share our unpopular opinions. So mine is that just because someone doesn't agree with majority doesn't mean they're a pick me.
I get that.
I agree with that.
Fully.
Like I feel like
that.
we've created an environment where someone can't share how they feel because they fear that they'll be a pick me or a disagree. Like, why are you the only one? You want attention. Just because someone doesn't agree with you, it doesn't make them a pick me. For me, I feel like a pick me is someone who says something but can't back it up. If I can say, this is my opinion, like everyone else is against it, but I can stand on it,
and this is why
I still pick me.
That
is not a pick me, because I feel like usually, also the thing of like, if someone says, for me, money doesn't matter in a relationship. Girl, you're a pick me. You think these guys, someone can justify why they don't see money as like not necessity, but like the main thing when it comes to love. You understand? So it's like, why are you saying someone is a pick me because they don't agree with you, they don't agree with majority. There's a high chance you're a pick me because you are agreeing with them.
The majority.
Like, now
why?
stand on
If
it.
you
Why
have
are
to
you
like
saying that?
back
Why,
up why you
actually?
believe with them, would you be able to?
So
No, I agree with that. Totally.
So while filming, we realized that we ran out of space, and my outro was part of the video that didn't make it to the cut. So please make sure you like, comment, share your suggestions down below, and join the family by subscribing. Turn on your bell notifications so you get notified every time I post. I appreciate the love so much. Thank you guys.